You thought you were in control. You stepped back. No texts, no calls. You followed the plan. But then, silence. She's not reaching out either. And suddenly doubt creeps in. Is she thinking about you? Has she moved on? Is this a game or something more? This is where most men break. The silence becomes unbearable because they don't understand the rules. But here's the truth. This isn't about her. It's about you. No contact isn't a waiting game. It's not a battle of who cracks first. It's a test of who can remain grounded in their power. And today, I will show you exactly how to pass that test. Welcome to our channel, where we turn challenges into opportunities, using ancient Stoic wisdom and the tactical insights of dark psychology. If you're ready to take back control, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. I choose power over reaction. Now, let's begin. Number 1. When both of you go no contact. Picture this. You've decided to go completely silent. No texts, no calls, no social media check-ins. You're holding your ground, focusing on yourself, and regaining control over your emotions. But then, something unexpected happens. She does the same thing. The silence that was once your strategy started stretching longer and longer. Hours turn into days, days into weeks, and suddenly you feel it. That creeping doubt, that unsettling anxiety. Is she even thinking about me? Has she already moved on? This is where most men crumble. They let the silence consume them. They start overanalyzing. They break first. But here's the truth. You cannot control her actions. You cannot control whether she texts you first, is struggling with the silence as much as you are, or has truly moved on. The only thing you can control? Your mind. This is the essence of Stoicism. Epictetus said it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The moment you understand this, the silence is no longer your enemy, it becomes your training ground. A test of self-discipline. A test of self-mastery. Because if a few days of no contact are enough to break you, then what does that say about your inner strength? Instead of fixating on what she's doing, use this silence as an opportunity. Focus on your growth. Develop the ability to sit with discomfort without seeking external validation. This is your moment to train your resilience, your ability to stand firm, even when emotions push you to react. Most men will fail this test. They will let their emotions dictate their actions, but not you, because you understand something deeper. Her response does not define your worth. Number 2, no contact is not a game, it's self-mastery. No contact is not a competition. It's not about who can stay silent the longest or who breaks first. That's a weak mindset. If you treat this as a game of winning and losing, you've already lost, which means she still controls your emotions. This is where most men fail. The silence gets to them. They start overthinking. They need to reach out just to test the waters. But they don't realize the moment you chase, you give away your power. You show that her absence affects you more than yours affects her. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The closer a man is to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength." Your ability to endure the discomfort of no contact without reacting impulsively proves your inner power. This is not about her. This is about you. Your control, discipline, and ability to stand firm in uncertainty. Some call this dark psychology, the fact that the person who is least reactive in any relationship holds the most power. But this isn't about manipulation. It's about liberation. When you master your emotions, you become untouchable. You no longer need her validation. You no longer need reassurance. You simply are. And that, my friend, is what makes you truly magnetic. So ask yourself, are you playing a game or proving to yourself that you are in control? If you're still counting the days waiting for her to crack first, then you're missing the point. No contact is not about her at all. It's about becoming the man who doesn't need to play games in the first place. Number 3. Silence is an opportunity for detachment and self-worth. Most men misunderstand no contact. They think it's a trick to make her miss them, a strategy to trigger her curiosity. But that mindset is weak. It keeps you trapped, still seeking her validation in silence. Real no contact is about something much greater. In Stoicism, there's a concept called apatheia, freedom from emotional disturbance. It doesn't mean you stop caring, it means you stop needing. You stop depending on her attention, response, or presence to feel valuable. The reason silence feels uncomfortable is because it exposes something deeper: attachment. You were attached to her attention, her reassurance, the way she made you feel. And now that it's gone, you feel lost. But here's the truth: your value does not decrease just because she's not texting you back. Think about it. If you truly know your worth, would her silence shake you? Would it make you question yourself? A stoic man does not allow his self-respect to be dictated by external events. He understands that detachment is freedom, and the more he embraces it, the stronger he becomes. So, instead of fearing silence, embrace it. Let it refine you. Use it to break your emotional dependencies and build your internal foundation. Because the real goal of no contact isn't to get her back, it's to get yourself back. Number 4. Dark psychology: how silence creates scarcity, unpredictability, and mystery. Silence isn't just powerful, it's psychological warfare. Whether you realize it or not, the absence of communication triggers deep-seated reactions in the human mind. First, it creates scarcity. When something becomes less available, it increases in perceived value. She had no reason to think about you if you were always present, always texting, always chasing. But when you disappear, suddenly you become uncommon. And the human brain is wired to desire what it can't easily have. Second, it introduces unpredictability. If she expected you to break, to reach out first, to seek closure, your silence disrupts that pattern, and unpredictability breeds intrigue. The moment she starts wondering what you're thinking, what you're doing, why you're so composed, that's the moment you occupy her mind. Finally, silence creates mystery. When you refuse to explain yourself, don't seek closure, or don't react, you leave a gap, and the human mind hates gaps. It will fill in the blanks. She will start creating her own narrative, questioning her assumptions, and replaying moments in her mind. Now, let's be clear. This is not about manipulation. This is not about playing games. A stoic man does not use silence as a weapon. He uses it as a tool. The key difference? Your silence must come from inner strength, not from a desire to control her reaction. You are not staying quiet to make her miss you. You are staying quiet because you refuse to beg for attention. And that is why silence is so powerful. Not because of what it does to her, but because of what it reveals about you. Number 5. Why she's also going no contact and how you should respond. So she's silent too. No calls, no texts, no reactions. What does it mean? Should you be worried? Should you break the silence first? Wrong questions. A stoic man does not waste energy overanalyzing someone else's actions. He accepts what is without attachment, without resistance. But for the sake of clarity, let's break this down. She could be mirroring you, matching your energy because she too is playing the psychological game. She could be protecting herself, using silence to heal, reflect, and distance herself emotionally. She could be testing you, waiting to see if you'll break first, if you'll validate her, if you'll prove that you can't handle the void. Or maybe she simply doesn't care anymore. But here's the truth. Her reasons don't matter. You cannot control her thoughts. You cannot control her emotions. The only thing that matters is who you are in this silence. Are you the man who panics, reacts, and lets the unknown shake him? Or are you the man who embraces uncertainty, stands firm in his self-worth, and remains unshaken whether she returns or not? A weak man fixates on why she's quiet. A strong man uses this time to build himself so that no matter what happens, he wins. Because of his success, his growth, his peace of mind, they are not dependent on her response. So let her silence be hers, and let yours be a reflection of your power. Number 6, stop chasing. Chasing means losing control of the story. You lose the moment you break no contact out of desperation. Why? Because when you chase, you confirm her power over you. You tell her, without words, that you need her attention, validation, and response to feel secure. And nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. Most men don't understand this. They feel the silence pressing on them and they panic. They send that one harmless text, that just checking in message, and in doing so they give up their power. Because now, she knows you've been thinking about her, she knows you can't handle the distance, and suddenly the narrative shifts. You are waiting for her response. The Stoics had a simple rule: power belongs to the man who controls himself. A man who cannot endure discomfort will always be a prisoner of his emotions. If silence makes you uneasy, that's not a sign that you should break it, it's a sign that you must master yourself. So ask yourself, are you reacting or are you leading? Are you controlling the story or are you surrendering it? Because the man who chases is never in control, and control is everything. Number 7, building emotional fortitude through Stoic practices. If the silence is testing you, it's time to fight back. Not by reaching out, breaking no contact, but by strengthening your mind. A Stoic man does not crumble under pressure. He endures, he adapts, he thrives. Here's how. Control what you can. You can't control her response, thoughts, or decisions. But you can control your actions, mindset, and emotional state. Shift your focus inward. Whenever you feel the urge to reach out, remind yourself, my emotions do not control me. I control them. Practice negative visualization. The worst case scenario, she never comes back. Imagine that, feel it, accept it. Once you make peace with the possibility of never hearing from her again, you strip that fear of its power. And when fear loses its grip on you, you become untouchable. Keep a journal. Write down your thoughts. Process your emotions logically. The act of writing forces clarity. It prevents you from acting on impulse. A man who understands himself is a man who is in control. Stay present. Anxiety lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. But power? Power exists only in the present moment. Stop overanalyzing what she's doing. Stop replaying old conversations in your mind. Focus on what you can build today. Embrace amor fati. Love your fate. Whatever happens, whether she returns or not, is exactly what was meant to happen. Accept it, own it, let it make you stronger. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This silence isn't here to break you. It's here to shape you. The only question is, will you let it? Number 8. Respond strategically, not emotionally. Most men react. A stoic man chooses his response. When the silence drags on, you will feel the temptation to act impulsively, to text her, call and break the tension. But ask yourself, are you acting from strength or fear? Because if fear is driving you, then you are not in control. Here's how you handle this situation strategically. If she hasn't reached out, you do nothing. You do not chase. You do not seek closure. You let the silence work for you, because the man who can sit in uncertainty without flinching is the man who commands respect. The moment she breaks the silence, the dynamic shifts. But this is where most men fail. They respond too quickly, too eagerly. Instead, pause. Breathe. Do not let her message shake you. Respond with composure. Keep it simple. Keep it light. And never act as if you were waiting for her message. Maybe after weeks or months, you will reach out. Not out of desperation, but because you genuinely want to reconnect. In this case, your message should be short, direct, and free of emotional weight. Something like, "I was thinking about what we discussed last time. Hope you're doing well." No pleading, no apologizing, no chasing. Whether she responds or not, you remain the same man. Your confidence, your value, your self-respect, none of it is dependent on her reaction. This is the ultimate Stoic mindset. The weak man reacts emotionally. The strong man moves with strategy. Which one are you? Number 9. Shift your mindset. Reconnection is not the goal. Growth is. The biggest mistake men make? They treat no contact as a tactic to win her back. They wait, they count the days, and they secretly hope for a text. But this is not a waiting game. This is a transformation process. Your goal should never be, how do I get her to return? Your goal should be, how do I become so powerful that it no longer matters? A Stoic man understands that happiness comes from within. If she returns, great. If she doesn't, also great. Your confidence does not depend on her validation, because your self-worth is not tied to her presence. Your future does not hinge on whether she realizes your value. Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free," and bravery in this case is the ability to detach, to accept whatever happens without resistance, to trust that, no matter the outcome, you win. Because you have become a man who is unshaken, unfazed, and undeniably strong. So stop waiting. Stop hoping. Stop making her the center of your universe. Instead, focus on the only thing that truly matters, your evolution. Number 10. Turn silence into a power move. Silence is not a weakness. Silence is not passivity. Silence is a statement, a declaration of strength, a demonstration of control. If she expected you to reach out, your silence disrupts her assumptions. It forces her to rethink, to wonder, to question. And the more she wonders about you, the more you control the dynamic. The best revenge? Success. While she's wondering about you, you're out there leveling up. Your body, mind, finances, and purpose. Your energy shifts. You radiate strength. And when she sees that, she feels the difference. The moment you stop caring whether she notices is when she starts noticing. Indifference is powerful. It signals that you are fulfilled without her, and that is irresistibly attractive. When your silence comes from confidence, she feels it. And when she does reach out, it's on your terms. No chasing, no desperation. Just a calm, controlled presence. A man who controls himself controls the game. And silence? Silence is your greatest weapon, not to manipulate her, but to master yourself. You now see it clearly. No contact was never about her. It was about mastering yourself. The silence isn't a trap. It's your greatest advantage, because the man who remains unshaken, unpredictable, and unbothered is the man who always holds the power. So the next time doubt creeps in, remember, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you're ready to step into that strength, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I am in control. This is your moment. Own it. I'll see you in the next one.